Swede Day Coronation. Will everyone please rise and join me in the presentation of the colors by the Rochester Cub Scout Pack 317.
Color guard, attention! Color guard, forward march. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard dismissed.
I would like to take this time to introduce last year's Swede Day Corps and congratulate them on a job well done for the past year as they have represented our community with dignity and honor. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2015 Swede Day Corps. Queen Lindsay Meisner, and her court, Acacia Tenori and Samantha Spiller. Also joining us tonight, we have the 2016 Swede Day Parade Grand Marshal, Inez Mansell. Before I introduce our 2016 candidates, I'd like to introduce you to this year's panel of judges. Ashley Jeffries, Candace Livingston, and Tina Grace. Thank you all for being with us tonight. I would like to now introduce your 2016 Swede Day Corps. Candidate number 1, Madeline Ashton, escorted by her mother. Candidate number 2, Natalie Bethune, escorted by her mother. Candidate number 3, Aaliyah Laramie, escorted by her father. Candidate number 4, Kira Latier, escorted by her mother. And candidate number 5, Caitlin Morris, escorted by her mother. There are 3 phases of the competition. The first and second parts are a private interview and a social interview that were done earlier in the day here at the Swede Hall. And the final is a speech that each contestant will be giving here shortly. The Queen and her court will represent Swede Day and the Grandman Rochester community in various parades around Southwest Washington throughout the summer. The competition is open to any Rochester High School or Rochester Homeschool Junior that will be graduating the following year. Please welcome back to the stage our 2015 Queen, Lindsay Meisner.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for attending the 37th Annual Swede Day Coronation. Because of your continued support, this Rochester tradition lives on. Swede Day is a chance for the entire community to come together to celebrate the Swedish-Finnish people who populated Rochester years ago. When I think of Rochester, I don't think of some small podunk town located south of Olympia. The name Rochester isn't in my vocabulary simply to describe the whereabouts of the Great Wolf Lodge. When I think of Rochester, I think of home. I think of all the years I spent attending Rochester schools. I think of all the friends I made who lived amongst me on Rochester streets. I think of all the memories I made in those schools with those friends on those streets. And I think of how honored I am to be able to represent my community in such a celebrated way. To some, being on Swede Day Court might have meant nothing more than giving a speech and participating in a few parades during the summer. But for me, it was so much more than that. The purpose of Swede Day Court is to be year-long ambassadors for the Swede Hall and the Grand Mound Rochester Citizens Group. As court members, we represent Swede Hall, so our appearances, attitudes, and behaviors should represent a favorable impression whenever we attend an event as part of the Swede Day Court. This past summer spent as Swede Day Queen with my 4 lovely princesses was an experience I'll never forget. The days spent sitting on the back of Mr. James' car and waving like the Queen of England, the joys on the faces of little kids when we tossed them candy, the excitement of the girls and boys when they saw real-life princesses, the dances we learned on Swede Day after the parade. It's memories like these that I'll cherish and remember forever. To Mackenzie, Ariel, Samantha, and Acacia, I had such a fun summer with you girls, and I'm so happy to have been able to share this experience with you. As my reign as Queen comes to an end, I wish the best of luck to Maddie, Natalie, Elia, Kira, and Katie. You girls will have such a blast, and I can't wait to see where this experience takes you. Before I close, I'd like to thank Kelly Fosnot, Lorraine Johnson, and Liz Edwards for putting their hard work and effort into this event and for making this ceremony possible. I'd also like to give a shout out to my parents, sisters, friends, and teachers for supporting me over the years, motivating me to be better every day, and ultimately shaping me into the person I am today. Without you, I wouldn't be standing on this stage tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to show your support for this special tradition. Good luck, ladies, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Lindsay. We will now be starting the final phase of the competition. Our first contestant to give her speech is Madeline Ashton.
Good evening. To those who may not met me yet, my name is Maddie Ashton, and I am very excited and honored to be up here today. First, I would like to thank everyone for coming. Because of the kindness and contributions of everyone in this room, the Swede Day tradition in our community still lives on. I would also like to thank everyone for taking your time out of your Saturday to not only support me, but the 4 other lovely ladies that stand here with me. To my parents, Matt and Jody Ashton, for always supporting me throughout my many involvements and my busy schedule. Without them and their support throughout the trials and tribulations of my teenage years, I would not be the young woman I am today. My involvement with the Swede Day festivities started before I could even remember. My grandma lived across the street from my family behind what used to be the Broken Wheel Tavern. We used to set up our lawn chairs at the end of our short gravel road early in the morning to ensure we had a spot for the parade later that day. My grandma often used to take me to the Highway 12 diner when I was a kid, but it was certain we would go every Swede Day morning. I would order my usual hot chocolate. Then we would make our annual stop at the Connors Candy Cottage and order the sweetest candy in the store. We would then head back to the Swede Hall to finish our morning with pancakes while my mom and grandma talked with the other local Rochester residents they had known. All to be back at our lawn chairs at the end of our short gravel road in time for the parade to start. I always got excited when the variety of flags started to be put up a week or so before the parade down Highway 12. I knew that we were close to the family traditions I had with my grandma. Even though I live on the other side of Rochester now, I miss seeing the flags being put up on the light post on Highway 12. When I was about 7, my friend Molly Bricker and I were recruited to be in the Swede Day Parade, putting on the Gate Ranch Golf float as it drove down Highway 12. My 7-year-old self never would imagine that the genuine act of Bill and Jim to ask me to be on their float, putting on their fake grass, would spark the golfer that I am today, golfing for the Lady Warriors golf team, and making it to districts for the past 3 years. Along with golf, I am involved in many other things, including leadership, link crew, public relations officer, in which I attend the school board meetings, and I run the Rochester ASB Twitter page. And I'm senior treasurer for the upcoming school year, and I have held my first and only job since November of 2014, working at the Centralia Nike clearance outlet. In September of 2016, I earned Employee of the Month out of about 80 employees, all while taking 2 Eastern Washington University classes at the high school and raising my little herd of goats. I see myself doing big things in the future. I believe I was put on this planet to make a difference and a change. I am attending Centralia College this summer and taking a certified nursing assistant class to get a head start in my nursing career. I then plan on working at Planned Parenthood to help young men and women and give them the support when needed. This year, with the upcoming election, I have developed an eye for politics. Even though I am just 5 days short of being able to vote, I wanted to still be a part of something huge. So in March, I helped Mrs. Watson with the Rochester Democratic Caucus held at Rochester High School. Because of this, I plan to also hold a position of office for the state of Washington in the future. Being on the Swede Day Court is an honor and a privilege. I have met so many wonderful people who have further inspired me to follow my dreams. Being an active student at Rochester High School, I am grateful to get the chance to become a part of a tradition in our community and serve on the Swede Day Court with my fellow classmates. It is an honor to take part of a community tradition that not only many residents of Rochester and surrounding cities take part in, but a tradition that my family has taken part in for many, many years. I would like to thank everyone again for coming.
Thank you, Madeline. Our next contestant is Natalie Bethune.
Hello, thank you all for coming today. I haven't been here in Rochester for very long, but my time here is very wonderful. I have met many new people and have gained many new friends. One of them being Kira Letier. I remember on my first day here in 7th grade, I was trying to locate where the band classroom was and I couldn't find it, being a new student in a new building, not knowing anyone there. I looked so long and got so frustrated I was crying. But I finally found where the classroom was and I walked in and I sat down and I set my flute up. Kira, sitting next to me, turned around and said hello to me and then turned away. That scared me so much. She was a stranger. I had no idea who she was. But because she said hello to me, we became the bestest of friends. And I'll forever thank her for saying that to me. We do almost everything nowadays. Every once in a while, I tag along with her to the St. Martin's Lutheran Church, and I participate in the Santa Lucia during December. And we also do band together. And the band is a wonderful family that I have met so many new people and have gained an entire new family through this band. Every once in a while, we do the stop rest takeovers on the highway, and we go on trips and we go to different parades, one of them being our Swede Day Parade. And this year, being on the Swede Day Court, I hope to experience a new way of being on the parade and hope to represent our Rochester community in a different way, going to other communities. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Natalie. Our next contestant is Aaliyah Laramie.
Hi, my name is Elia Laramie. I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight. Because of your support, we are able to continue this Swede Day tradition each year. I have lived and grown up in Rochester my entire life. However, growing up, I've seen many people leave this area to look for opportunities in a larger community, but I feel that the smaller community has provided opportunities for me to be involved in big ways. So tonight, instead of just talking about myself and my accomplishments, I also want to talk to you guys about impact. So I've always been the lucky one in my family. I've never really had any big surgeries, or teeth pulled, or broken bones. My brother, on the other hand, has had multiple surgeries and broken bones, but the incident I remember the most was when I was about 6 years old. He had his appendix taken out, and I don't remember much about this entire situation, except I do remember his nurse. Her name was Pam. And there was nothing really special about Pam, but she did take time out of her day to just sit and talk with my family. By doing so, she showed interest and compassion towards my family and I, and this impacted and influenced me to want to have that same kind of impact on others. Over the course of growing up here, I've been able to get involved in several different opportunities throughout this community. For the past year, I have been the ASB secretary at the high school. I've also joined Honor Society my sophomore year, and through that, we've been able to volunteer at a multitude of activities. Some of my favorites have been the Rochester Primary School's Fun Night. I really enjoy working and playing games with the kids. I've also been able to volunteer at a local church's Vacation Bible School. Again, just being able to serve and work with kids. But I think one of my other favorites is just doing the Breakfast with Santa, because I get to not only serve kids, but also the families of the community. And it's also really cute to watch the kids be all in awe of Santa Claus. But it's activities like these that have provided me with the opportunity to not only interact with members of this community, but also be a part of impacting their lives. Nursing is a field where these kinds of opportunities are constantly happening. Nurses are constantly helping and impacting the lives of people and patients. The nurse that was my brother's impacted my life as a child, and that experience is something I carried with me my entire life. This has made me want to be a part of impacting the lives of children, which has led me to pursue the field of nursing into pediatrics, so I'll work with kids. For the past year, I have been in the Running Start program, and I will continue to do that my senior year. Hopefully I'll get all my prerequisites done in time so I can apply for Centralia College's Running Start program next spring, or RN program next spring. And this summer I will actually be getting my certified nursing assistant by taking a class through the college as well. In previous years, I have been involved with not just the parade, but also this coronation. I used to be in band in middle school, so I did march through the parade a couple times. I've also done cheer, so I was able to participate in the parade as well. But for the specific coronation, I've been able to play music and help serve shortcake and stuff before. And just being involved in this activity has really inspired me to want to be an applicant for the future. And I was really thrilled to be chosen this year to serve as an applicant along with these 4 other lovely ladies. And it's been an honor to be chosen to represent this community that has impacted my life so much and has also given me the opportunity to impact the lives around me. So I just want to thank you all again for coming out tonight, and I hope you enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Elia. Let's take a little entertainment break. Tonight, we have Melissa Quillen, Kara Wilbur, and Kate Peltier on the flutes. Our next contestant to give her speech is Kira Latier.
Good evening. Being of Swedish descent, my grandma has encouraged me to connect to my roots in many ways, from Santa Lucia to Vasa to the Swede Day Parade. For as long as I can remember, I have participated in the parade. I began with the Vacation Bible School float for St. Mark's Lutheran Church, passing out candy to everyone, sometimes a little too generously. Once I began 6th grade, I joined marching band and started marching through the parade. I have played my flute and worn the uniform proudly for 6 years now. Spending hours on end memorizing music is one of the best ways I've spent my time. The music program has provided me with one big family and a skill that will last a lifetime. With the community support, such as buying tickets for the choir's Mariners game, attending plays, musicals, concerts, and other various performances, the performing arts programs have been able to flourish, and I have been able to make amazing memories. Most recently, the Warrior Marching Band traveled to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for the Lilac Festival in Spokane and a trip to Silverwood. For many of the band members, including myself, this was their first spring trip. I couldn't have wished for it to be any better. The night we arrived, the entire band went to a playground close to our hotel. The first thing we did, obviously, was play on the toys. One of the chaperones compared it to letting your young children play outside to burn off some energy before bedtime. The band traveled to Silverwood the next day. Emily Warren got to go on her first roller coaster ride, and many students went on the aftershock. I personally preferred to ride the carousel multiple times and watch everyone else scare themselves to death. The visit was a fun experience, plus the fudge was really good. That night was the band's first night parade. It was interesting to say the least. The parade started at 8 p.m., but as group number 187, we didn't start marching until almost 10. It was cold and rainy, but we persevered. The Lilac Festival was broadcast live. It was worth getting wet and cold to be able to march in such a large festival under our community's name. We may be a small town, but people saw the warrior pride in us, marching for 2 miles, looking snazzy, and sounding great the entire way. The Swede Day Parade is an amazing tradition that I've looked forward to and loved every year, whether it be participating with the band or my church. Being on Swede Day Court is a huge honor and privilege that gives me another way to represent my community. I'm so proud of this tradition, of all these wonderful girls up here beside me for wanting to continue this tradition, and everyone here for supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara. Our final contestant to give her speech is Caitlin Morris.
Hi, my name's Caitlin, although most of you probably know me as Katie, because if you know me, I don't ever go by Caitlin. It's just way too formal for me. If you don't know me from the high school where I've gone since kindergarten, well, I've gone to Rochester since kindergarten, then you probably know me from my mom, because everybody knows my mom. It's impossible not to know her. She's kind of the community sports fan. I've been committed to the Rochester athletic program since I was like 4 or 5 years old, starting out in soccer, and then in 3rd grade moving to basketball, and from there going to volleyball, which I currently participate in right now. Sports are really big to me because it's a way for me to connect with people all over, not only Rochester, but in other schools as well. It's opened me up to meeting lots of new people and making new friends, and new friends that I can have for a long time. If I'm not watching sports, and if I'm not playing in sports, I'm probably watching them somewhere, from a high school football game to a middle school basketball game. If I'm not watching or playing sports, I'm probably helping out with a camp, or I'm at a camp myself. We recently put on a camp for little kids, and it was so much fun just watching all the little kids' eyes light up when they got to play with the big high schoolers, and it was so much fun just getting to know them on a personal level and hoping they come and watch us this year. One of the places I'm at a lot is Haas Field, from watching my little brother's baseball games to helping out with the Haas Field cleanup or doing concessions for Haas. One of the ways I do that is through our Honor Society program at the high school. I like that program because it helps me reach out to other people in the community, like Walk and Knock, which was one of the events I participated in. We walked around door to door around the community and collected canned foods and food for the food bank, which was really good because you could see the growth of how much food we brought in, which is really good. I'm also in leadership at the high school, which is really fun for me because it still helps me be involved with the high school while I'm at the college full time. One of my favorite things about leadership is when we get to hang out with the life skills kids, because they just light up my day. Like, even if I'm having a bad day, you can't not smile around those kids. It's so fun to hang out with them and get to know them and watch them grow throughout the year. My family is also really well connected throughout Rochester. My great-grandparents lived here, my grandparents lived here, my dad graduated from Rochester, my other grandma graduated from Rochester, and every year we'd come out and watch the Swede Day Parade. From when I was a baby till when I'm 16 years old, I was still out here watching it, and it was cool to see all of the community together in one spot, because that's the time where we really bond, is everybody's together in one spot, watching the parade, having fun together, laughing, having a good time. And it's really fun to watch everybody connect. And then you sit by people maybe you haven't met before, and you meet them and you talk and you've got new friends. It's a really good way to bring the community together, and I'm proud that I got to be in it today. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you, Caitlin. Wow, all you ladies were amazing. And the judges definitely have their work cut out for them. Let's give them all another round of applause. We will now be taking a short intermission to allow the judges an opportunity to ponder the speeches we just heard. For our entertainment, I'd like to introduce Sophie Sands on the piano, welcome back. Before I introduce your 2016 Queen and Court, I'd like to welcome Chetty White to the stage for the presentation of the 2015 Swede Day Court Scholarships.
Good evening. Thanks everybody for coming tonight's coronation. We are honored to have you all here. First and foremost, I would like to thank all the volunteers that make this a very special event. It takes many hours, work, dedication, along with much patience, with an open mind to enhance each year's events to make them memorable. So thanks to you all. Thank you to all whom have generously given financially over the years to help Swede Day and the Swede Day Court Scholarship Fund, such as Success. We hope you will continue to do so in the future. This year we have gone above and beyond with the scholarship program. Much more money has been added to entice more young ladies to apply to be in the court. I believe this is going to be beneficial to the future of Rochester, as the young ladies will be representing our community here and other events. These young ladies will have fond memories in the future of these great times and hopefully become volunteers in our community for other venues as well as this hall. Swede Hall and many other organizations in the area are in dire need of help and support. If any of you here tonight can lend a few hours a month, great things can happen with that. I know it's hot, and I'll keep this short, but thanks again for coming, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. So, Princess Acacia. I'm sorry, Cassia. Ugh. Princess Samantha. Queen Lindsay. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 court, in no particular order, is Kira Latier, Caitlin Morris, and Natalie Bethune. In the event the Queen is unable to perform her duties, the first runner-up will step in. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 first runner-up is Aaliyah Laramie. This year's Queen, Madeline Ashton. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 Swede Day Court.